AVC Big Star 1000 with a selection of records played in the past few days on a very hot Melbourne afternoon, 36 degrees Celsius. It's about the fourth day in a row, and you know, it's getting old, you know. I've got this air conditioning unit above me, so if there's noise in the video or if my hair seems to be flicking away in the wind, I'm not a Hollywood star, I'm just hot. And I'm just talking about the temperature here, in case you were confused. Yesterday I had the pleasure to host a listening session with my two Melbourne buddies, Gareth Fitzpatrick and also Christian Mizzy. And we played lots of records, we had fun, we just talked crap, generally speaking, and I want to share those records. Like everybody else in the world, it seems, I have heard of Mark Hollis's passing. I think tribute videos, you know, they're overrated in my opinion. People just jumping in front of the camera every time somebody dies. But anyway, if that's your thing, you know, I'm not judging you. Just think it's not my thing. I've loved this band for a long time. And when I first started making videos 8 years ago, I think, there was no VC, it was just a bunch of dudes basically. And I was convinced that everybody knew about Talk Talk, which wasn't the case at all. But nowadays more people seem to know about Talk Talk, the wonders of the internet. This is my favorite Talk Talk record. It is a bridging record between their their first two pop albums and their later post-rock efforts. It's kind of is arty and pop at the same time, and it's got like 6 killer songs really. If you haven't heard, you know, get on it. Also played my favorite Pavement record, Crooked Rain, which came out in 1994. Pavement, one of the stalwarts of indie rock in America, along with the Pixies and Sonic Youth and Yola Tango and other bands of that sort. And this is, again, like I was talking about Talk Talk having 6 killer songs, this has got 6 killer songs as well. Gold Towns, Range Life, Silence Kit, Elevate Me Later, Cut Your Hair. Oh, it's just is a, you know, a smorgasbord of delights. You know, there's always a little space for Eno in my life. Eno and the Talking Heads and Bowie always have a little space for during the week, you know, and other bands as well. This has been my current favorite Eno record for probably the past couple of years now. Taking Target Mountain by Strategy, and there's a song here called Third Uncle, on which Brian Eno in 1975 invents the Talking Heads. Yes, he does. Listen to it. Here is a killer post-punk album from this great fine country of Australia. The band's called the Hunters and Collectors. They're fronted by a really strange dude called Mark Seymour. They later became this really famous pop band, but their first 3 records are post-punk royalty stuff, you know. It's just like, they're amazing records. This is from 1984, and it's got a sort of industrial sound. I mean, this is just flat chat amazing. And if you're not convinced, this was recorded in Connie Plank's studio. Recorded in Can's studio in Cologne by Connie Plank. So, what more do you want? The debut album is classic stuff. It's amazing. Here is a great EP that everybody should hear if you like the B-52s. It's called Mesopotamia. It's like the former region, well, the region that is now known as Iraq. Mesopotamia. It's a 5-song EP produced by David Byrne in 1981. This is short of being the best thing the B-52s ever released. It's their pop side, but it's a bit more edgy because of David Byrne's influence. I highly recommend this EP. It's killer. In a different style, I always like to revisit this album, which I think is one of the best things that's come out in the past. I don't know. This is from 2014, so the past 5 years. Yeah, I reckon this is one of the very best things that's come out. It's called Bad Bad Not Good. It's a band from Canada, and this is their 3rd album, which is their best record. This is pure joy, kind of like, you know, a modern instrumental version of DJ Shadow meets kind of Return to Forever. It's kind of what I would, you know, if Return to Forever were making records this year and they were a current band, they would probably be called Bad Bad Not Good. You know, I'm not saying this that they sound the same, but if you track the evolution of jazz and jazz fusion, I think this is where it would have gone. Just monster record. Jean-Michel Jarre, you know, quintessential French electronic pioneer, great synth wizard, and this is a neat collection. This is called, obviously, Rarities, and this is a sleeve there that was used on his first single called Eros Machine and La Cage, which is very hard to find these days. But on this you get his rare singles, amongst which are these 2 great songs, and also Deserted Palace, which is super rare record too. Electronic music, obviously, from France. Ross McHenry, Distant Oceans. This is an Australian spiritual jazz band which we saw with James Buttery and Anthony Campone and Christian. We went to see this band, part of the 2014 Melbourne Jazz Festival, and they blew us away so much. This is all signed by the band, as you can see. Listen to this, if you've got a chance, listen to Inter Cosmos, the first song, Inter Cosmos. You know, say no more. Brilliant stuff. This is a comp that I've had for a little while, which I absolutely love and would recommend to anybody who's into, you know, experimental crap rock sounds and Latin sounds as well. This is called Venezuela 70, and this is just an absolute banger from start to finish. Byrne opens the festivities there with a instrumental track which is reminiscent of Popol Vuh. It's really like, and then it just continues into this, you know, freak fest, which it's just a sublimely compiled album. When Gareth was here yesterday, I wanted to show him some Melbourne music from local Melbourne music from before he was, because Gareth is English, he hasn't lived here for the same time as I have, but back in the mid-2000s with this band Eddie Current Suppression Ring, with their album Primary Colours. Great record, garage rock from Melbourne. Just like the cover, very simple stuff, you know, like 3-chord garage rock, but really clever and melodic, and a new band from Melbourne which I really love. I'm going to go and see them in 2 weeks' time. Is RVG, the Romy Vega group. These guys sound like Echo and the Bunnymen a little bit, but like a modern version of Echo and the Bunnymen. Really like them. If you want to hear a good sample, listen to Feral Beach, which is the second last track. Quality of Mercy, RVG. They're a local band. Yeah, post-punk, neo-post-punk, really cool. Love them. A few more. Yesterday we were just in a vibe, listening to a bit of Oriental music, and I pulled out this really killer comp by Goichin Kainatan. If someone speaks Turkish, you can help me with this. You know, I'm trying at least. And this is awesome kind of proto-electronic music from Turkey. This is really a superb collection. It's on Finders Keepers. And I don't know much about this dude. He's just, you know, I've got quite a bit of Turkish music and nothing sounds like this. It's just really like, he's like a Richard Pinas or yeah, a Jean-Michel Jarre of Turkey. The superstar of Anatolian rock, which is basically you know, the rock music that came from Turkey in the late 70s or 60s, 70s, is Erkin Koray. Erkin Koray is the Jimi Hendrix or the I don't know, not Jimi Hendrix, but the Bob Dylan of Turkey, if you like, or something like that. This album is just a masterpiece. It's kind of pop with a little bit of psych and prog mixed in. It's called Electronic Turkular, and this is a reissue on Faroe Sounds. Sounds great. This is 11 out of 10 record. It's brilliant. And the last record that we played during the session, well, I want to show you from that session, is this absolutely amazing new Mulatto at Statke record. It's Mulatto at Statke and the Black Jesus Experience. To Know Without Knowing. Now, the Black Jesus Experience are an Ethio-jazz band from Melbourne, and I just recently, probably a month ago, I saw Mulatto in Melbourne play with the Black Jesus Experience. That was the last tour of Australia that he would do, and I was on the second row and stuff, and it was awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include some footage of the gig. I've got, you know, I took a couple of bits of footage there. If you're interested, you can skip through otherwise, but you know, Mulatto is amazing, and when he's on keys, when he's on Fender Rhodes, he kills it. He's amazing. I mean, what a musician. This album, I have to say, has grown to be one of my favorites of, you know, the past few months. I absolutely love this. It's an Ethio-jazz record, modern, with, there's even a little bit of political rap on it, which I don't mind at all. It's killer. It's absolutely killer. I don't know if you could find this easily, but it's brilliant. And yeah, Mulatu was, you know, it was like seeing a god or something, or you know, like a musical god, you know. Records that I played here by myself include this amazing spiritual soul jazz record on Prestige, Duke Edwards and the Young Ones, Is It Too Late? Amazing record from back to front. Lots of spoken word, you know, black consciousness vocals. Yeah, killer. Just take a listen on YouTube. You know, I can't really describe it any better than this. Here is a great progressive rock record from France, the Clear Light Symphony. This guy, I believe, was the very first non-English or the very first French act to ever be signed on the Virgin label. Cyril Verdot, and the second side is killer. He's playing obviously with the members of Gong, Tim Blake, Steve Hillage, Didier Malherbe are on this, as well as Gilbert Hartmann, and Christian Boulez is on this too, which is like it's a superstar lineup. Great prog record. Here is a great soundtrack from a movie that I've never seen, Les Gants Blancs du Diable, The White Gloves of the Devil. This is a movie from the Czech Republic, I think, from 73, on 60, I was going to say 69. And this is mostly composed by Karl-Heinz Schaeffer. And it's a mix of pop and kind of psych and, you know, kind of library music as well. You know, it's a killer kind of collection, you know, very easy to listen to, and it's beautiful. Heavy hits. This is a CBS comp. I love these things. That's reminiscing of 20 years ago, thereabouts. These are the comps that introduced me to most of the good psych that I listen to now. Moby Grape, Spirits, the Zombies. You know, here you've got also Laura Nero on this. You've got the Bird. I mean, I all knew about the Bird, but these collections, which were put out in the 60s by CBS, were just great. I mean, the purpose of these was, back in the day, to introduce people to all these things on a cheap. You know, it was a budget comp, and then people would go and buy the albums. Well, it had exactly that effect on me, but in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, that's when I got these, and it just blew my mind. I mean, Spirit. I mean, I remember listening to Fresh Garbage for the first time and thinking, what the fuck is this? And it's just heard nothing like it before. Magma, the French band. This record is really the only Magma record you need. Like, just take my word for it. Most of Magma is just, you know, it demands a state of mind. You know, if you're not in the right frame of mind, you have to sit down and listen very carefully. This record, you can see they're in love with Coltrane. There's a lot of really great sax parts. It's not too out there, you know. If anything, it's a little bit avant-garde, but without being too pretentious. This is the original press, by the way, which is lovely with the flaps and everything. Yeah, it's killer. Take my word for it, it's brilliant. A couple more. Here's one of the records from the trilogy, the Radio Gnome Invisible, #2 by Gong. This is really nicely psychedelic. I hadn't heard this for ages, and I just, you know, this is cool. I really dig this. And the last record I'm going to show you is an amazing kind of keyboards centric record, Siegfried Kessler, who is a total whiz on the ARP and on Fender Rhodes, and Man and Animals on Moshe Naim. This is experimental and funky, kind of Euro-jazz-ish. Yeah, this is just dope, from 1977, 76, 77. That's old Zion. Alright VC, I hope you enjoy this, and take care.